we got our croquet mallet once again. Alright. So, I think I talked about this before. But I really want to have like some sort of like course for the horses. So that it could, mainly so I could use it for like some of the horse related feats. So I kind of want to have like not just a whole bunch of large terrain blocks, but rather like a circle of them. Alright, hear me out here, guys. This is going to be our circle that we're going to do laps around. Now, how large is the canyon again? It's that big. But perhaps we would want it even bigger. Like, have the curves be like this. Even have like this, you know? See what I'm saying here? I think this is the one we use, right? The other one? I believe so. Yep, it is. Cool. So we'll just have this surrounding this whole empty hole in the middle. Just have canyons blocking it off to make it seem like there's something there. To give off illusions, you know. Because if you're clever enough and can pull off. I tried saying enough and pull off at the same time. If you pull it off well, pull off illusions well enough, you could get something really impressive and really cool. While, you know, not using as much space. Like seen here. And then perhaps we could even, maybe, yes. Yeah, we could totally do it with the other side. Maybe. Yeah, look at that. Alright, this could be very interesting. It's a bit big, I will admit. But, like, look at this. Friggin', I was just gonna have normal. No? Okay, it's two narrow ones. Of course it is. Of freaking course it is. Why is it always that? I don't get it. Makes no sense. It's like they didn't scale everything quite right. So it ends up sometimes building stuff just kind of feels awkward. Like here. Like, look at this. Really? You're expecting me to do that with a straight face? Put two narrow canyon walls there? Just to fill that up? It's embarrassing. Whatever. Just realized I sure am making a lot of canyons in this playthrough. I don't know if that was intentional. I guess I just like how they look, you know? It's kind of cool. Don't worry though, in the city toy box that I have, the Infinite Town, I promise I won't put any canyons in that. No, there's going to be sewers instead, which some would argue is even more annoying. Yeah, you're freaking kidding me. Two narrows. Okay, yeah, this is really cool, actually. This is pretty convincing. I like it. Alright. Let's do some cool stuff with it. Let's get a building. Colby's Undertaker. Wow. Stable. There we go. We'll put this here just for fun. And we'll probably... How about we have the desert landscape. Just have it blend with the stable, and also just the overall theming of this. Don't worry, I'll change the sky as well to something cool. I think we have a few.
I'd say things are going well.
I would too, Lone Ranger, at least so far. Although we don't have any power discs we could use that are cool, right? Probably not for this context, no.
Would you look at that?
Look at what? Oh, that. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, this is kind of cool. Yeah, the Radiator Springs sky. The storm sky. Whoa. Alright, you gotta wait. Of course. The Disney Twilight sky. This almost works. I actually kind of like the look of this. Of course, the normal one, the one we just saw earlier. Incredible sky. Okay, here we have the Lone Ranger sky. This might work the best. We'll keep it at this for now. Let's get friggin' Bullseye up in here. We'll also get some other horses. And maybe we'll even have some stuff to hop over for the you-know-what challenge. The, is the saddle sore too? Yeah. Hop over gates. Set them up like a frickin', like a ski challenge or something. Or like a jet ski thing. Kind of alternating back and forth. You know? It's important for something, I promise. I'm doing this for a reason. Also trying to see if I can time it correctly so I can get equal distances between all the gates. It's probably not, but like, I'm trying my best. And also, I could probably put like an enemy spawner so I could work with another feat that I have left to do. The one where I have to shoot, what is it, 5,000 objects? Crazy. There we go. That should be enough gates. Right like the wind, Bullseye. Let's hop over gates. Which we can do with one jump, but just barely. Yeah, if we have enough momentum, we could do it pretty well. It also kind of just, like, run over, like, run on top of the gate anyway. You know? Look at this. It's really cool. I guess I could go back to talking about what I was talking about before, because, like, what am I going to talk about for another 20 minutes, I think, for frickin' jumping over horse gates? Probably not much. Or you know what, I could do something stupid and just put all the hop over gates right after one another. Probably. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that. So yeah, that's what happens when you, fail to hop over the hop over gate. It just breaks. we probably, yeah, double jump to guarantee a successful hop over on the hop over gate. So yeah, the main reason why I mentioned Disney Channel before was because one set of like commercials I remember the most is I think they would have like these weird toy box challenges or whatever, where they would have commercials where some like I think Disney Channel stars would try out the game for themselves. I think they would do it pretty often. For different things. But they would have a set of commercials with different like Disney Channel stars playing the game and being like given challenges for something in the toy box mode, like oh, build a crazy race or an obstacle course or something. And I remember being so dazzled by those commercials, thinking like, "Wow, this is kind of cool." And I was actually inspired to build stuff myself based on those commercials. It was really weird. And probably the weirdest part of the whole thing was the whole layout of what they had of the figures and like power discs scattered on a table just for them to grab so they can use them. I was kind of inspired to do it myself sometimes. Even when bringing the game over to other people's houses, I would do that, of having a layout of figures and power discs just randomly scattered on a table rather than like power discs being stacked neatly like I have nowadays because it saves space, you know. But if I actually play the game, especially with friends, that would probably be a cool way to set things up because you know other people will be able to see all the power discs clearly, so they can be like, oh, I want to use this one and this one. That's probably the main reason why I liked it so much, is because it was really useful for multiplayer. But yeah, I distinctly remember it was back when I still played the Wii version. What's even funnier is I remember the specific day. I think it was like just a couple days before Christmas. So like 2013, Christmas 2013. So it was one of the last memories I have of playing like solely the Wii version of Disney Infinity without owning the Wii U version. It was really interesting. It was at the house of one of our parents' friends. I would sometimes bring my video game consoles over there for some reason. I would even bring my Wii U later on sometimes. And I think even my GameCube at a couple times. Like, I think I remember playing, like, Lego Star Wars the video game over there specifically. And keep in mind, I had the complete saga. But, I think the main reason why I had Lego Star Wars 1 and 2 on the GameCube was because they were hand-me-downs from my cousin, so I got to experience both the complete saga, which had the full package, along with the individual releases of the Lego Star Wars games on GameCube. It's kind of cool to look back on, honestly, to show my friends like, hey, Lego Star Wars on GameCube, isn't it cool? I also learned recently that those were like the few those are two of like the few games that LucasArts published on the GameCube. They didn't really publish that much on there. I think they did like Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 and 3. I think Star Wars The Clone Wars, which was a game that coincided with Attack of the Clones. They also had Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which also coincided with Attack of the Clones. And I think that's it. I think those are like the only games LucasArts published on the GameCube. It was really weird because there were a lot more Star Wars games on PS2 and Xbox that weren't on GameCube, like Star Wars Battlefront, and I think it was even an Indiana Jones game on those systems that wasn't on GameCube. It was really weird. But I'm getting off topic. I remember on, I think, Disney Infinity's YouTube channel, back onto those, commercials I was talking about, they actually would have like extra videos showing it, like the individual things that they would actually do in those toy box worlds that they built. They would have actual like tutorials on how they did certain things in those worlds. Like I think there was one video that taught viewers how to build a block pyramid, which I think I've talked about in the past. I might even do in this playthrough, who knows? It's pretty cool. Along with like exactly how they built those the obstacle course they made along with the racetrack. It makes me question whether these, Disney Channel stars actually built these worlds or if they were just like in these scripted commercials with these worlds that were built by Avalanche themselves. If the developers at Avalanche were able to perfectly explain how these worlds were built, even though it quote unquote didn't come from their brains. Another thing I noticed is that within the shots of them showing gameplay, the limit meter on the left would kind of like change drastically within shots. Like sometimes it would be near the top, and this other times it would be like near the bottom. And as a kid, I thought that they probably were just using like a modified version of the game that didn't have the limits that the retail version did. Also, check out that chest all the way up there. How are you supposed to reach that? They really expect players to be able to reach. I know, again, it's in a completely random spot, but it's weird that it can land there, on the side of a toy. Really? Come on. Oh my god. How much more of this is there? Oh my god. My freaking left index finger is getting tired from holding the left trigger so much. Dear god. $100 kilometers. Yeesh. It might go numb here in a bit. I don't know. Maybe I should get some enemies out here just to make things a little more interesting. That's probably what I'll do as soon as we go back to the stable. But yeah, I thought those commercials were really interesting in a lot of ways. And it made me think about that, ooh, what if I got with my own friends and held my own toy box challenges of like, okay, you gotta go against this other team as you both get a prompt and build a toy box world out of it. I mean, I know that's what they did for like the weekly toy box challenges that would have their worlds available on Toy Box Share in this game. If you have an internet connection and a Disney account, you can access them. But like having local ones, that would also probably require you to have 2 consoles. But I'd probably be insane enough to do something like that. To have multiple consoles, and multiple copies of Disney Infinity, just for a challenge like this. Only problem is, I don't know if the limits overall are different for like Wii U, PS3, and Xbox 360. I really don't. Because like, are the different systems different enough power-wise to where something like that could really happen? Or like, something like that could be really different? Because I don't know. By the way, you can also shoot the gate. Jeez. Anyways. What was I talking about? Or what could I talk about next? I think I do have a couple things. Like, at the end of the school year of, like, you know, the era that I played this game in, 2013 to 2014. I remember actually, I don't know how much this has to do with the game. It does a little bit, trust me, I'll get there. But, yeah, it was one of my friend's birthday party. I'm pretty sure they had it either after the last day of school or a couple days after. But, yeah. I think it was me, him, and I think 2 other people. We did a whole bunch of stuff there. It was at his house, and we just kind of hung out, you know, because we were all really good friends at the time. I think we even had like a water balloon fight or something crazy. Like I said, it was at the end of the school year, so like would have been May or June, you know, right at the start of summer vacation. So it makes sense that we do something like that. We did play some Disney Infinity. I do remember that. Also, I'm pretty sure it might have actually. What I do remember is that it was actually after the game Mario Kart 8 came out. So I think it was sometime around late May, early June, because Mario Kart 8 came out in late May of 2014. Because that was one of the first things we did while there. Actually, one of the main things we did there, because Mario Kart 8 had just came out, and we were all really excited to play it. Alright, Pest Control 2. Okay, we have now defeated 400 enemies. Dang. Isn't that interesting? Well, at least it shows us that we're getting a little bit of progress out of this. 400 enemies, man. That's crazy. That's cray-cray. Just 600 more to go. I can do this. Maybe. Hold on. I mean, I think the 6-shooter fire rate might help with the, what is it? The straight... No, not straight shooter. Or is it straight shooter 2? Sharpshooter 2. That's what it is. I was close. It was really close. But yeah, we played a bunch of Mario Kart 8 there. We played a bit of Disney Infinity, and I think we even made, like, a world where it might have been the one that started a tradition to where every time me and this friend would make a Toy Box world, we would have, like, a very vague description of, like, it's cool, or it's awesome. We decided to make that like a running gag for every Toy Box world we would make. It's tubular. It's rad. What's fun is that I'm pretty sure it's also what got me to start a similar trend or tradition for, oddly enough, the game Minecraft, which I know is probably one of the reasons why I got this game in the first place, because I remember I loved that game at this time. I think any kid in the early 2010s liked Minecraft. So, like, it was kind of normal, you know. That would be a tradition that I would have for every main world that I would have for each version of Minecraft I played, because there were a lot of different ways I played the game. You know, on computer, on mobile, on Wii U, on Nintendo Switch, or pretty much just any survival world I would make in general would have the same kind of name format. It would just be blank world. Like awesome world, cool world, which, yes, I know is the name of a Ralph Bakshi film. Tubular world, radical world. I even named one Cowabunga world. I think that was one of my most recent ones. Oh, there's a bunch of enemies over here we could fight. 3,000 objects! For Sharpshooter 2. Alright. Just 2,000 more to go, guys. I can do this! Also, by the way, I am not stopping this until I get the feat. I don't care what you say. I'm getting that feat, no matter what it takes. Jump over 500 objects with your mount during the course of play. I hope that does not mean in one session. If it does, I might actually... Okay, travel a total distance of 100 kilometers on the mount. Alright, that I at least know. Total distance, so over time. I know for other feats, bullseye counts as a mount, so it probably does here. Although, actually, how much faster? God, how much faster is Archie the Scare Pig? Around the same speed. Okay. I think even a little faster, actually. Might just use Archie. Never mind. Let's use Archie the Scare Pig. Because he's cool. And I think actually a little easier to control. Also so we can listen to a different galloping sound. Also, I don't know what that sound is every time you like reach the ground with a mount. You guys hear that? Sounds like a person saying, "Huh." I don't know what that is. It's weird and very distracting. I don't like it. Oh, 75 kilometers. Okay. Okay. That's great to know that I'm actually making progress on this. I thought it was wasting time. Holy crap, man. Oh. We're 3/4 of the way there. 25 kilometers. How much is 25 stinking kilometers, man? How much is it, game? Let's get some enemies in here. So it's just 25,000 meters. Okay. How much is 25 kilometers, actually, in this game? I don't know if the internet has that answer of how much, like, how long a meter is. If I were to guess, it's probably the length of, like a block or something. So I guess I gotta run the length of 25,000 blocks. Jeez. I mean, considering the fact that I could probably... Oh shoot, there's a tank I'm gonna enjoy. There we go. I remember what I could talk about. That. I think before I thought like, okay, what if I would just randomly go through a rundown of all the movies that I watched and or class would watch in elementary school, because there was a lot. I mean, obviously, especially in the lower grades, because there would be a lot of class days where we would just watch a movie for no reason. And of course, because of how classes work, we didn't really have class periods. We were able to just watch the entire friggin' movie. Like, I'm pretty sure it was one day we just watched all of, like, Beauty and the Beast. It's crazy, man. I already talked about the many years where we watched the Polar Express around the Christmas time. But I'm trying to think. Did we watch any other Christmas movies on certain years? Or even like Christmas like TV specials for whatever reason? And because I know there's a lot of those. Both good and bad ones. I don't know if we watched something like, I don't know, like the Disney adaptation of A Christmas Carol. Was it called Mickey's A Christmas Carol or Mickey's Christmas Carol? Because I know it wasn't really about Mickey. It was it starred Scrooge McDuck as Ebenezer Scrooge. And I also do know, I think it was shown in theaters alongside another film. I think it was like, was it Oliver and Company or something? Not even that. I know they showed it before a movie, even though it was like a 30-minute short. Which is funny, because years later they would do that again with the movie Coco. If you don't remember. In theater screenings of that, they would have a Frozen TV special. Well, it was going to be a TV special, but then I forget who. It was probably like John Lasseter or something that said like, dang, this is a pretty good short. We should play this in theaters. And so they had it play before Coco. And keep in mind, it was a 30-minute short. So a lot of people complained on like, dude, Disney, why was there a 30-minute short that played before Coco? We came there to see Coco, not freaking Frozen. And so, yeah, got a lot of controversy. It was really funny. I think it's because most people didn't know it was going to be 30 minutes, so I was like, oh, this is probably like a 5-minute short. And then it goes on, and they think, wait, are we even in the right theater? Or something like that. I probably would have thought the same thing. But yeah, pretty weird, especially since later on, they would show that special on TV. I think it was called like Olaf's Frozen Adventure or something. I don't remember exactly. But it was kind of weird. Very weird, in fact. But anyways, I'm getting kind of off track, although I don't know if I was really on track in the first place, to be fair. Especially since I'm in a desert canyon fighting an Omnidroid as the Lone Ranger with a freaking flamingo mallet on my back, riding Archie the Scare Pig from Monsters University. So like, I don't know. At this point, I don't think anyone, even myself, can take this episode seriously. There's another chest. Another Phineas chest. Lots of Phineas chests. I guess he has a lot of stuff to unlock. Actually, I know he has a lot of stuff to unlock. I think there's like 5 or 6 different things. Spoiler alert, by the way. But, yeah, it's true. There we go. Thank you, thank you, Doofenshmirtz Damageinator. Or Rotteninator, or Damageinator. Whatever it is. I'm still trying to think. We probably, like, watched the How to Grinch Stole Christmas TV special by Chuck Jones. We probably watched that. I probably watched that in like one school year around the Christmas time. I wouldn't be surprised. Or like, I don't know. I think it was a later school year where like I had a class where we watched Elf. This was like, I think in middle school. You know, the Will Ferrell movie from the early 2000s. Which has kind of become a Christmas classic at this point. Despite it, you know, being Will Ferrell being Will Ferrell. But I guess people like that. I mean, I guess they liked him enough on Saturday Night Live for him to get a whole bunch of his own movies. Especially with stuff like, wasn't he in Step Brothers alongside John C. Reilly? Anyways, now I definitely know I'm getting off topic, talking about Elf. Well, not really. But, well, just Will Ferrell, but I'm still trying to think. Gotta dig through my brain. Think, okay, what Christmas movie did I watch in second grade aside from frickin' The Polar Express? Or really any of the elementary school years. I don't know. I kind of just jokingly said second grade because I was like, okay, what's the most random one I could say? You know? But, well, shoot, I don't know. I just can't think of one. All I could think of is Polar Express and maybe How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Yeah. We didn't even watch something cool like Arthur Christmas, even though I know that was like a more recent film. That was like, what, 2011? But still, there's a chance we could have watched that. Oh! You know, we did watch. I don't remember too much about this film, but what I do know... I mainly... I don't remember who stars in it, but it was... a movie, I think from, like, was it the 80s? Or was it early 90s? The movie Santa Claus the Movie. Which... I know the movie was about the origins of Santa Claus, you know? And him kind of explaining his roots about how he found the elves and stuff and Mrs. Claus. Let me guess, this video is not going up in December, is it? It's probably going to end up going up in like March of 2024, isn't it? I guarantee you. So like talking about this will be worthless. Let's go back to, okay, I'll talk about that maybe I'll time travel and talk about that earlier in the series. Or just go back to talking about the Disney movies. Or just movies in general that we watched. It even dates back to when I was in pre-K. We watched a whole bunch of movies in there. Like, I remember us watching some of the freaking Dr. Seuss shorts that they would have on DVD. Like, I think ones of, what were they called? The Sneetches? What was that one Dr. Seuss, book that talked about like a community of people that would represent that would have their superior beings have like stars on their stomach or something. Was it called the Sneetches? I'm looking this crap up. I'm playing this game one-handed, which means I probably can't jump. The Sneetches, that is the name of it. It comes from a book, The Sneetches and Other Stories. And I am running into a wall because I'm focused on looking up The Sneetches and Other Stories, which also features this story, The Zacks. Okay, that's what it was. It was a TV special called Dr. Seuss on the Loose. That was the real name of it. It was a TV special from the 70s that would adapt a whole bunch of different Dr. Seuss books and make like a whole musical TV special out of them. I do remember the song in the Sneetches. And I still remember in my head how it went. Oh, despite me not hearing it for a very long time. I could probably look up the lyrics and just sing it from the top of my head. Freaking wing it. Cause I don't... All I remember was, I think the song had the word stupid somewhere in it. And keep in mind, I was in pre-K. I was like 4 or 5 years old. And I distinctly remember, I don't know if I talked about this on the channel. Excuse me, but I got in I remember constantly getting in trouble for singing the song they showed us in class because I said the word stupid. And they didn't like me saying the word stupid. I'm not joking, it's real. You know, it's like... It's like showing... It's like a teacher showing their students a song with explicit lyrics, and then when the students start singing it afterwards, they get shocked whenever they say the explicit lyrics. I mean, I know... I mean, especially for younger kids, you know, that don't know any better, that don't know that, oh, that's a bad word. You shouldn't say that. You know? Great. Also, yeah, I'm pretty sure if you run into a hop over gate, it damages you a little. That's great. However that works. Oh my god. This is taking forever. Alright. I could probably go back to playing one-handed. I don't even know why I stopped before. That's what it is. I was wondering like what the main lyric of the song was. It was twink, twink, twinkle, twinkle, lovely little star. And I remember there was one character that would respond to that lyric by saying twink, twink, twinkle, twinkle, stupid little star. That's what got me in trouble. The fact that I remembered that is kind of scary now that I think about it. I should not be let out into the public. Because I remember the freaking Sneetches song from a Dr. Seuss 70s TV special. Because I watched it, how many years ago was this? 14 years ago! I remember crap from 14 years ago. When I was like... Okay, I probably shouldn't say. But I was super young. You know? It's kind of weird. Also, when am I going to get this freaking feat? Dear God. I was going to talk about what Disney movies I watched in school, wasn't I? I kind of got sidetracked there because of one freaking Dr. Seuss TV special. It's kind of weird how many of those freaking DVDs we'd have. We would have a ton of the DVDs. I think of all the different animated Dr. Seuss specials there were. We watched a ton of those. It was weird. Okay, knowing what was coming out around this time, it was probably because we watched the animated, probably the Horton Hears a Who movie. Either that or that terrifying live-action Cat in the Hat movie starring Mike Myers. With the freaking Mike Myers in the Cat in the Hat bodysuit. That was so weird. It's a great movie, though. You should check it out. If you love terrible movies, that's like kind of almost so bad it's good, but it's just kind of fever dreamish, that's one I would recommend. But yeah, we had it on DVD. That's the funny thing. So I guess we didn't care. But anyways, I think wasn't there also an animated Cat in the Hat special they would have? I remember having that on DVD as well. Pretty sure I'd watch it on my portable DVD player. I've talked about that before on this channel, right? The portable DVD player I have, which of course it doesn't work anymore. None of those freaking things work anymore over time. They break down very easily. Although it could have been how much I used it, because I remember frequently using it. I remember getting up in the morning before school, getting in my mom's car, you know, pulling out the portable DVD player and watching like Cars or something, you know. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. I don't know how many other people watching had a portable DVD player, but I had one. Now, like, you know, freaking before school, pull it out, you know, watch freaking Toy Story on it. I don't even know if I shared it with any friends or if I just kept it to myself. I probably kept it to myself. I don't think I had many friends at this time. Uh-oh, that's the alarm. Alright. It did not scare me as much as I thought it would. I guess because it's in the distance, so it's like kind of quiet. So, yeah. Also, oh my god, my index finger is red from holding the from holding it down for so long. I'm afraid it might not work as well as it did before because I held it down for so long, for like 10 minutes straight. God, this game expects so much from you. It really expects you to hold down the left trigger for that frickin' long. I don't believe this game sometimes. I tell ya. But yeah, if you're wondering, yes, I have recently checked, because I think we still have that portable DVD player. It does not work anymore. It cannot read discs. It's always the disc laser that breaks down first for literally every electronic. The disc laser is the first thing that breaks down. I know it's a frickin' laser, so like, of course it's not going to be perfect for a commercial product, especially one that old. But like, it's weird, because the same thing happened with my Wii, you know, the disc laser stopped working after a while. Same thing happened with my original Xbox. The disc laser just stopped working after a while. I know it stopped working after like 15 years of use, but still. Oh my god, I've been recording for 90 minutes now. Or an hour and 36 minutes to be exact. My god. This game expects everything from you, doesn't it? Just for these stupid feats. And what do you get out of it? 100 sparks? Like, it's not even gonna be worth it. It's not even gonna be freaking worth it. And it probably counts with Archie the Scare Pig. If it doesn't, holy crap. If you're telling me this feat doesn't freaking count with Archie the Scare Pig, I just might eat the disc for this game. I just might do it. But just in case, I'm swapping over the bullseye. But I think we also watched, like, I think we even watched, like, Pinocchio, I think. And I think one year I watched A Bug's Life. I think I remember. You know what? One year, oh my god. This is an interesting tale. I guess it kind of has to do with Disney now because it has to do with one of Blue Sky's movies. Rio, remember that one? It was the one about the blue macaws, and it was pretty much an environmental message about saving them. It didn't work, by the way. They're now extinct in the wild. But it was a film Blue Sky made to try to spread awareness of them, and also just to have like a love letter to Rio de Janeiro. But unfortunately, they told in like the most generic animated film probably ever. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of it. I understand if some like are super nostalgic for it and enjoy it for pure nostalgia, but I don't know. Even though I'm kind of in the same boat, I tried rewatching it. It doesn't hold up very well. All I remember about it is it stars freaking what, Jesse Eisenberg, and is it Anne Hathaway in or something, or some sort of someone like that. I think will.i.am was in it. Jamie Foxx, freaking George Lopez. It was a crazy cast. But that's for Anna. But yeah, I remember last day of school one year, I think it was like 2012, so it wasn't long after the movie came out. We ended up using my copy of the movie, my DVD copy of Rio, to watch the film because I think we were going to before, but the disc we had was like super messed up. It was like scratched and stuff, so like it wouldn't read the disc properly. So of course, I had to come in and save the day and tell the teacher, hey, I got a copy of the film at home. I got you covered. So we watched the very next day, and it ended up working perfectly. Apparently, my DVD copy. I checked recently, actually. My DVD copy of the film works perfectly. We bought the 2-disc special, or I think it was like the party edition of the film or something that came with a separate disc that has a few bonus features on it. It's pretty cool. Could you imagine if Disney Infinity lasted long enough to have 20th Century Fox properties? That would have been interesting. Imagine freaking having, like, Avatar stuff in Disney Infinity. That would have been crazy. Freaking having Pandora, like a Pandora texture set, that would have been so cool. Being able to ride, like, banshees around a toy box. Oh, that would have been so cool. And I'm pretty sure there's like actual concept art of like Avatar characters for Disney Infinity. I'm talking about the James Cameron movie, by the way, if you don't know. I'm not talking about the Nickelodeon show, Avatar The Last Airbender, or Avatar The Legend of Korra, or Avatar The Legend of Aang, if you're from, I think the UK is where it's called that. I don't know. It's something weird. Oh my god, this feat is going to take a frickin' eternity, isn't it? There goes all the enemies, by the way. I'm wondering if I should just give up at this point and consider it a loss. Just consider it that, yeah, I lost. I gave up. I thought I could do these feats, but I really can't. Holy crap. It's not going to do it, is it? It's not. I've been recording for like, I think almost 2 hours. Nothing. I freaking love this game. Holy crap. Why? Why does this game force you to do this? I don't even think you unlock anything, but I don't care. I just want to see what happens when you get all the feats. For curiosity's sake, man. God. I'm probably going to get the saddle sore feat before I get the broken end feat, aren't I? Knowing this game. Knowing this freaking game. But I'm not giving up. Okay, fine. I want to say I give up, but usually what happens is most people give up right before they hit it big. Most gamblers stop right before they hit it big, they say. You ever see that image of that one guy digging for like gold or something and then stopping right before they hit it big? I think that's how I'm about to feel right now. That's why I ain't stopping. I don't care if it takes me 4 hours. I'm not stopping. Yes! What did I freaking tell you? We got 200 sparks out of it. That was so worth it. Oh my god. Yeah, it's 1:21 in the morning. Can you believe this? Yes, I am naming it Horse Course, so what? It's the best name you can ask for. If there's a broken in too, I will actually scream. Oh, thank God. Oh. Ooh. Thank freaking God, man. But yeah, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 feats left. Boys. We're doing it. We're reaching the home stretch now. This is where things go from serious to even more serious. 500 kilometers in ground vehicles. I might use this course for that exact same thing. Bashables? That's easy. If there's a Bash and Smash 2, I might bash and smash the disc for this game. Have 5 gold. Okay, that's different. 100 creative toy connections. Been over 30 minutes. I know how to get that. Super 500 objects. I've been trying that game. Destroy 1,000 enemies. I've been trying that game. Shoot 5,000 objects. I've been trying that game. Use your ground vehicle to jump over 1,000 objects in total. I am doing that. 100 kilometers in air vehicles. Oh. 100 blocks in total. Okay. That just takes time. Because, judging by this playthrough, I definitely got that.